What's up, VC? It's Paul. It's been a long time since I made a video. For those of you who tune in and watch, um, been busy, as I'm sure we all have. I actually moved recently, so I got a new listening room, which is pretty cool. More space, which is always good for the collecting, the collecting germ. And I've found some cool stuff over the past year. It's probably been almost that since I've posted anything. So I thought I'd just show some cool stuff I found recently, in the past few months, and kind of new trends in my collecting that I've had. So hopefully you enjoy if you tune in. First thing I wanted to show, I just got this probably last month. A lot of these are going to be jazz, as if you've seen most of my videos before, that tends to be, more or less what I collect. But I've been branching out into some other things, as you'll see. But this one was a Blue Note release originally, which I actually was unfamiliar with. It's a newer Blue Note, but it was done recently by First Word. It was getting pretty rare, and that is Rising Sun, Takuya Kurudo. Yeah, like I said, I was unfamiliar with this, so I streamed it when I saw that it was being released. Ended up listening to it for quite some time because it's really, really good. And this one sounds fantastic. I don't know how the original sounds, but it can't be much better because this is great. It was a little pricey because it's I think it was a UK pressing, so the shipping was a little bit pricey, but it was definitely worth it. So I'm pleased about that one, and I'll be playing that a lot more. Okay, the next ones I'm going to show at my local shop. I've been kind of going as much as I can over the past couple months because they have a pretty sweet selection of some spiritual jazz there. I believe they must have got a big collection of someone who was really into that, because there's some good stuff and they're pretty clean. I went on record store day. I saw this the time I went before, so I was debating on pulling the trigger on it, and I ended up getting it. I couldn't say no. That is Alice Coltrane. Original press. It's pretty clean. I have the Verve Request Series reissue, which is okay. This one is, as getting pretty hard to find, or it's always been hard to find. But a great record. I really like it, and I'm not sure if I didn't think I'd probably ever see it again, so had to snag it, and I'm happy I did. They had a lot of Pharoah Sanders there as well, which, rest in peace, but I have become a big fan of as well. So I've been slowly picking up those as well. Karma may have turned into one of my more favorite spiritual jazz albums. Again, I got the Verve series, which again they sound good, but this is really, really clean as well, and sounds great. So can't hurt to have more than one copy of one of your favorite, probably top albums. So glad to take that. This one had also been on my want list. Thembi, Pharoah Sanders. This one's almost unplayed. I feel like it's very, very clean. Again, Pharoah. If you know Pharoah, you're familiar with some of these, and they're great. So happy to start, to be picking these up. Black Unity. Again, I got the Verve. So I was familiar with it a little bit, but can't say no to these clean original presses that are hard to find. And I was doing some research too, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like most of Pharoah Sanders' original tapes, and I think some of Alice Coltrane's and some other jazz artists, in the same vein, were involved in a fire, a studio fire or something, I believe, and were lost. So I think a lot of the reissues that may come out won't be all analog. So, I mean, if again, another reason, if you care about that, snag those OGs. So, the other one I picked up that's spiritual jazz was Gary Bart's The Shadow Do, which is kind of a funky spiritual jazz on Prestige. Pretty rare too, I think, but really, really good. So happy to pick that one up too. There's still some other ones lingering there that I'll probably snag when I go back, but those are the ones I got so far, so I'm really happy about those. So the other thing I've been kind of getting into with my collecting is some private press, specifically Michigan-based private press, which is where I'm from. So I've kind of gotten down that wormhole a little bit, and there's some good stuff out there. Some of it can be hit or miss, but it's kind of cool that they're fairly rare, lost sounds, right? That people haven't necessarily heard. So a couple cool finds. Again, a couple of these were at my local shop, which was pretty cool to find. Poor Richard, Place in the Sun. This is a Kalamazoo based record. It's kind of like Simon and Garfunkel type, maybe a little proggy, type of sound to it. So it's kind of unique, but it's pretty good. I got to spin that a little bit more, but that first couple spins, I was happy with. This one is Danny, Michigan Highways. It's autographed, which is kind of cool. I think this is a little bit more northern Michigan. It's okay. It's kind of folk, but again, Michigan ties, so kind of cool. This one I found at the local shop, and I was stoked to see it. Really, I heard about this one, but hadn't heard it. Sweet Maya. This is also Kalamazoo area. Hard to describe. It's pretty unique. I'd say funk, jazzish with some rock influences. Again, I gotta spin it a little bit more, but very, a lot of variance in the style. So some songs are pretty like upbeat and funky. Some are a little bit more, mellow and rock based and very unique, but awesome record. So I was happy to have that one. Another Kalamazoo record. I've had this one for a bit, and I need to spin it again. But this is some really, really good folk. Stan Moeller, Thin Ties. He is, I also think, Kalamazoo area, so a lot of good Kalamazoo records here. Yeah, just really, really good folk, a folk record. Good songwriting, some good tunes. So great. Probably one of my favorite of those. Absolutely. And then we've got Mad Dog. 617, Bay City, Michigan. This is a little bit more heavy rock, prog rock, psych. This one is a little bit, not super clean, this copy. Playable, really good playable copy, but it's, it's heavy enough and loud enough that, it doesn't really, mess with the listening experience too much, but pretty cool, good, something that I don't have as much of in terms of that style of music, so I enjoy that. And then this one is Temple, Man Plays God, which is kind of a cool cover. This one is out of Farmington Hills, Michigan. Really kind of unique, pretty weird record actually, but it's good. It's hard to explain. It's just kind of a out there, rock, prog, psych, maybe. Again, hard to describe, but kind of weird, but it's really good. So I enjoyed that one as well. Last one I picked up, not really private press, but I guess a little bit more in that vein, more popular, I think. Some of you may have heard of this, but kind of an artist that didn't really make it that I think should have been pretty big. If you're familiar with Big Star and their story, same kind of, I think he ran in their circles. But I picked this up, Van Duren, Are You Serious? I watched this documentary. There's this kind of a small documentary where these guys heard this record, said the same thing. They were like, why is he not, a huge artist? And why is he, so unheard of? I think they're Australian. I think this was a little bit bigger in Australia, maybe. He's from Memphis, but anyway, they spent a bunch of time trying to track him down and figure out what happened, and they ended up trying to get his master tapes and things, and there was just a bunch going on with his record label and manager, and some kind of shady stuff going on that kind of screwed him over. But this is a great record, good songwriting, good tunes. Again, I think one that sounds like should have gone big, but it didn't. So I really enjoyed kind of getting into that. So yeah, that's kind of what I had to show you. Leave some comments if you have any more info on some of those, or you've heard of them, or you've got some more recommendations along those lines. I'll probably be making a couple more trips here this summer to do some shops and hopefully finding some cool things. So I'll try to keep you updated with some videos, but just wanted to put something else out, show you what I've found, kind of show off my room a little bit. Hopefully these shelves are a little bit more full next time I post, but I'm going to spend some time spinning what I've gotten recently. As it's always a challenge to find some time to do that. It's fun collecting and bringing stuff in, but spending some time with those things is and enjoying your records and your finds are a cool part of it too. So got to find some time to do that. So anyway, hope you enjoy. Talk to you guys soon, and leave some comments if you enjoy. Thank you.